Yes, ma'am.
Srimad Bhagwatam, Bhagwad Puran, Volume 3, Skanda 3, Canto 3, Chapter 4. The topic is Vidurji meets Sage Maitreya. So Vidurji is meeting Sage Maitreya. Now here Uddhavji has said, Shloka 1, thereafter the Yadavs, after seeking permission from the Brahmanas, ate their meals and had liquor made from rice as well. Once they drank too much, their intelligence vanished and they started abusing each other, thereby hurting each other mentally. That means by words they were hurting each other. They were not hitting each other. Shloka 1. Kritika, would you like to say? No, after Kritika. Yes.
Ma'am, chapter 4, one day.
Hmm.
Ma'am, so then after their meals and all the members of the Yadu dynasty, they all had, after their meals, they woke up and then they started abusing each other, like hitting each other.
ठीक है. Now Shloka 2. Due to the intoxication, their intelligence became their enemy, and just like the woods catch fire when rubbed against each other, they all started fighting each other before the sunset. Okay, Tapasya.
So, ma'am, in this look, it has been told that they have been abusing each other um, because of their knowledge and their minds were their enemy or their foe. And it, for example, it is like how we rub the wood to catch fire. They were fighting among themselves until the sunset.
Very good. Now Shloka 3. Aishwarya, you're there? Nikita Naina, you're there?
Ma'am, I'm here.
Nikita Naina,
Yes, ma'am.
your turn. The Supreme Lord, seeing this with his powers, sipped some water, Achman, and sat under a tree on the banks of river Saraswati. This is Shloka 3.
Ma'am, I didn't get.
Please.
So
Okay.
in this book is saying that Lord, Lord Shri Krishna saw it with his powers. He made a glass of water.
Hmm. Then, what he did with the glass of water? Hmm? It
Lakshmi
is.
ji drank it.
अरे नहीं नहीं, Shri Krishna only drank it. He take a sip. Achman means it is not that complete water he is drinking. He took some water and take a sip. Achman, and sat under the tree. Sat under a tree on the banks of river Saraswati.
Okay.
ठीक है. Now Shloka 4. The Supreme Lord, who always removes the distress of the people who surrender to him, had asked me to go to Badrik ashram because he knew what was going to happen on to his family and dynasty. So, who did Supreme Lord has said? Supreme Lord has said Uddhavji, all these things. That he told you go to Badrik ashram, because Supreme Lord was aware what is going to happen to his family and his dynasty. In other words, Supreme Lord saved Uddhavji from the war between themselves. So, all the Yadu dynasty people, they were fighting within themselves. They were not having the war with someone else. Understood? So, the Supreme Lord has saved Uddhavji by sending him to Badrik ashram. Okay, who is explaining?
Me.
Aishwarya?
Ma'am, I can't explain because in between I left.
Nikita, your turn.
Ma'am, I went to the washroom. I just came back and I feel the neck. Look.
Me.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so Supreme Lord, ma'am, basically Lord Sri Krishna, ma'am, he knew that his entire family and his dynasty was going to be destroyed. Ma'am, to save his dear friend Uddhav, he told him to go to Badrik Ashram so that he will be saved and he can avoid the war, ma'am. Ma'am, the war was not like they're going to like challenge like their friends or enemies. Ma'am, but the Yadava dynasty kind of like collapsed on itself. And then they were like, at one point, they were like, I'm more intelligent. And then they started killing their relatives and friends. Ma'am, so to avoid that war for Uddhav, he told him to go to Badrik Ashram.
Thank you. Now,
Amen.
Shloka 5. Hey Vidurji, Uddhavji is saying to Vidurji, although I knew that Supreme Lord has destined the end of his dynasty, but just like a true devotee cannot be without the devotion of his Lord, I too followed the Supreme Lord to the Prabhas region. So Uddhavji basically is trying to say that he was not able to stay without Shri Krishna ji. So Uddhavji followed Shri Krishna ji to the Prabhas region. Okay, Nikita, now.
Ma'am, I don't understand.
Mummy.
Mummy.
Wait. Aishwarya.
Yeah, ma'am. Basically here, Vidhur ji, like a devotee cannot live without his devotion, right? So just like that, Vidhur ji had gone to, ma'am, which place was that?
Vidurji nahi gaye. It was not Vidurji.
Uddhavji.
Uddhavji went. And Uddhavji is saying to Vidurji. Uddhavji is talking to Vidurji and he is telling that uh, I was not able to live without the devotion of the Supreme Lord. So he also went to the region of Prabhas following Sri
Prabhas
Krishna
ji.
ji.
Yeah.
So he was basically following Sri Krishna ji. Okay, now
Okay.
Shloka 6, at
Sri
least now.
Krishna ji lives there.
Ma'am, I stayed.
No, no, Sri Krishna
Shri
ji
Krishna
don't
ji.
live there because it was going to end his dynasty. So he has, no, they were all moving to the region of Prabhas.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, Shloka 6. There I saw that the Supreme Lord, who is the shelter and support for the entire universe, doesn't have anyone for his own support and shelter. So, in the Prabhas region, there was no shelter and support for the Supreme Lord. The elegant Shyam Sundar was sitting alone under a tree on the banks of the river Saraswati. Nikita, what are you browsing? Nikita,
Mummy, can I explain?
I can see your forehead, Nikita.
Yep.
I don't know why. ठीक है. Okay, Tejashi, explain.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so when they went to the Prabhas region, ma'am, there ma'am, so Uddhavji went to Lord Shri Krishna. Ma'am, so there he saw Lord Shri Krishna, who was the protector of all, one who gives shelter to all, but he himself didn't have any protection or shelter. And he was sitting on the bank of river Saraswati. And ma'am, Uddhavji, I think he felt little bad.
Now shloka 7.
Ma'am, this shloka I won't explain.
Wait. Two more are there in the line. Nikita, are you back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope you will explain this. Shloka 7. I recognized from a far distance itself, because he had a cloudy complexion, was full of purity and sattva. He had 4 arms, he wore golden attire, he had gems like eyes but full of peace. So it is the glory of Sri Krishna ji, you know. Nikita, your turn.
Me.
Ma'am, can you repeat what he had again?
Mommy.
Wait, Kritika has said before. Kritika?
Yes, ma'am. So here, Uda is describing how Sri Krishna was sitting in that abode where he had gone with him. So over there, he was free from all the modes of material nature. He could easily be distinguished because he was sitting there alone, covered in his silk cloth, peacefully, and seeing the destruction of his own family with his own Maya.
Thank you. Now Shloka 8. Nikita, at least this one?
Ma'am, is this the last shloka for the day?
No. Nikita,
Yes, ma'am.
at least this one you listen. See, if everything continues the same way, you all are not attending properly, not explaining, I am going to stop it. It's very clear. Shloka 8. He was sitting with his back rested on the branch of a small peepal tree, with his left lotus feet placed on his right thigh. Although he had given upon the intake of food, he was looking very much composed and in bliss. So, this is what? Yes, come
So,
on, Nikita.
ma'am, in this shloka, what Shri said is that Lord Shri Krishna was resting his back on a peepal tree and his lotus feet on his right thigh and and
Ma'am, isn't it the other way around?
Nay, right thigh. Correct.
Ma'am, left to right or right to left?
No, she is telling lotus feet on the right thigh. It's fine. Obviously, na, left feet will be on the right thigh. He cannot keep right on the right.
Yes, ma'am, that's all.
Next, continue last line. Nikita.
uh, something like
Ma'am, can I tell the last line?
No, let her think. Na.
Okay, ma'am.
Bolo na Nikita quickly. We will finish at least 15 shlokas today.
ma'am, I forgot that last line.
Okay, Tejas, you tell.
Ma'am, so Uddhavji was saying that, ma'am, so even though he had given up eating, like eating food or anything, ma'am, he was still happy, like composed and had bliss and
Very
peace.
good. So what happen if we don't eat?
Ma'am, we
Ma'am,
die.
we will go like hungry, ma'am, we'll get angry and we'll be like, give me food.
Ma'am, we won't be able to survive without food.
We will not look good also. Na? We will look dull. We will not look fresh, happy. But it was not with the Supreme Lord. He was still looking bliss. That is why he is mentioning. Even though Sri Krishna ji, although he has stopped the intake of the food, he was fully composed and in a bliss situation. Okay, the reason behind what? So, what is this moment? This moment of what does it tell? Sri Krishna ji is about to go. He is about to leave the earth and he is about to go to his abode. है ना? This is the last course of the Supreme Lord on the earth. During his incarnation, during his incarnation of Shri Krishna ji.
Ma'am, it's the last what, ma'am?
Last pose. Here,
Oh.
Shri Krishna ji get this, what do I say? Here, this is the last pose, and then from here he goes to his abode. Okay, now Shloka 9. Tapasya, your turn. At that moment, the friend of Lord Vyasji, who is also a supreme devotee of the Lord, sage Maitreya, reached there during his travel route. Come on,
Ma'am, what was that person's name? I'm not getting it.
Maitreya.
Ma'am, who did he meet?
He didn't meet anyone, he just reached over there.
Okay, where Uddhavji was.
Huh.
Okay, ma'am. So,
Nee, where I think.
Ma'am,
Is
you are
it with
doing
Uddhavji
chapter.
and Sri Krishna?
Nahi,
Ma'am,
Uddhav ji is following Shri Krishna ji. And Uddhav
ma'am,
ji
you
is
are
seeing.
doing chapter 3, shloka 9.
Ha.
Four.
Uddhav ji is actually following Shri Krishna ji and he is watching everything from far distance. To sage Maitreya reach the place where Supreme Lord is lying down.
Ma'am, so
okay.
Sri Krishna ji didn't know that Uddhav was following him.
Shri Krishna ji knows everything.
No, ma'am, as in like the material body he didn't know. I mean, he knows everything, but
Ha. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, in this look, it has been told that when Sage Maitreya was in a journey, he came to the place where Lord Sri Krishna was lying down.
Ha. He reached the place. So, he is the friend of Lord Vyasji as well. Ved Vyasji. Now, 10th shloka, Uddhavji is saying to Vidurji. Remember, all this conversation is between Uddhavji and Vidurji. Sage Maitreya himself was a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. Hence, his head was bowed down when he saw the Supreme Lord in reality. The Supreme Lord then smiled and said, "Something in such a way to make me happy." Okay, so whose turn? Aishwarya, your turn.
Yes. Ma'am, then there was this sage. Ma'am, what was the sage's name?
Maitreya.
Yes, Maitreya. Then Maitreya was himself a big devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, but in reality, when he saw Lord Shri Krishna, or he bowed down to Lord Shri Krishna and gave him all his respect. And then Shri Krishna ji said, "What? Uh, uh,
Shri Krishna said the following words. Now Shri Krishna ji is going to say.
okay." Shri Krishna
Ah,
ji said the following words.
today is Ekadashi. Are you all aware?
Yeah, ma'am, and I'm also
yeah,
going to
ma'am, I
do
know.
that.
So what is Ekadashi? Ekadashi is the supreme fasting. That means,
Yeah, ma'am, actually my grandma won't चलते हैं सिर्फ only drink water.
ha. So among all the fastings, Ekadashi is the supreme. So this fasting
Ma'am, but
belongs. Hmm?
if you how can you survive 24 hours without eating?
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
like we don't eat. It's like we cannot eat.
No, it we have
Ma'am, because my
fasted.
grandma only has fruits.
Your grandma is really strong. Hats off
Oh,
to your
ma'am.
grandma.
Ma'am,
See,
I just realized it's actually that we cannot eat anything on that day. Oh my god.
nay, nowadays we see there is
I'm not
fasting.
nowadays. I'm saying originally we cannot eat anything.
Yes, some
Originally,
people don't even drink water.
that was Nirjala Gyaras. Last Gyaras was the Nirjala Gyaras.
Ma'am, in my school library, there was this book where someone was praying to some god, and he did eat for 365 days. I don't remember what
Great,
because I
nice
just
one.
because my friend was reading it and then I just read it.
So basically, yeah, see, Gyaras, Gyaras is Gyaras is the fasting which is Shri Krishna's fasting. So we are fasting. It belongs to Shri Krishna ji. Like when you do Mondays, Somvar Vrat bolte hain. That is for Lord Shiv, है ना? Like if you do Thursdays, that is for Lord Brihaspativar. And if you do Saturdays, that is for either Lord Hanuman or Lord Shani Dev. So Gyaras is for Lord Shri Krishna ji. So you should try to do Gyaras whenever is it possible. Start trying. See, there are no fasting food also like kuttu ka atta, rajgira ka atta. I mean kuttu flour, rajgira flour. I know there are like salt is also one different salt. What is that called? Sanda namak. In English, what do you say? Red salt or Himalayan salt. So you need to use that salt and you can use only aloo, potatoes. You can try, like you all are kids, so you can eat two times fruits, dry fruits. It is not that you will be hungry. You can have so many foods the whole day.
Ma'am, what whole family does on Ekadashi, we eat sabudana ki khichdi.
Sabudana also we can eat. Thank you, Aishwarya. Sabudana, so many things are there. Actually, you will enjoy. You will have a different kind of food in the name of fasting. So today we all are fasting in my house. So I'll be cooking that puri, then potato sabji, then potato chips, dry fruits and fruits. So it is a treat actually.
Ma'am, today?
Yeah, today is Gyaras, na? So today only
So, ma'am,
Ma'am,
any potatoes?
Aishwarya,
potatoes.
can you mute?
You can
Oh,
eat only
yes.
potatoes on Gyaras. You cannot have green
Ma'am, I
vegetables.
tried fasting like from the morning till evening and I couldn't do it anymore because it was so hard. I don't even know how my grandmom does it for a whole day.
Hmm. It is all in our mind.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, for the Geeta Jayanti, that competition registration has been open since 21st June. Geeta Anushilam.
Oh, please share the link in the WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Thank
this
you.
time it's different chapters. For my age group, it's chapter 15.
Acha, good. Please share the link.
Yes, ma'am.
So all
Can
start.
you share here? Yeah, I'll
No,
just share.
here also. And one more thing, everybody has to participate. Please, you all have to participate. Okay, we will go to the meaning part again. ठीक है? Now Supreme Lord has said after meeting sage Maitreya, what Supreme Lord has said? So now your question that Sri Krishna ji knew that Uddhav ji is there. Sri Krishna ji was aware. He said, Uddhav, I know that you wish for inside your heart. Hence I grant you something which is very rare and almost impossible for others to achieve. You were You were Vasu in your last birth. When the Prajapatis and Vasus were performing yagna at the time of creating the universe, you were only praying that you should attain to me. So Sri Krishna ji is making Uddhav ji realize what was he in the previous janma, and his Supreme Lord is saying that I am going to grant a wish that is very rare and almost impossible for anyone to achieve it. So Uddhav ji was Vasu in the previous Janm, and with Prajapati and Vasu, matlab Prajapatis and Vasu were actually doing yagna for creating the universe. So this universe is not being created just like that. Lot of tap, lot of yagnas were being done by many great sages. Narad ji also has done tap. Now here we come to know that Prajapatis and Vasu also have. tap, and Brahmaji has did tap for many long years. Then they have created this universe. That is why things are moving so smoothly. Everything is on its own, है ना? Are we are taking care only of our house? Are we going out and taking care of how the trees are there, how the rivers is flowing? We are just only cutting the trees and dirting the rivers. Yes, they have created this universe with lot of purity, with lot of tap, yagna, sacrifice. So here Sri Krishna ji has mentioned about Prajapati and Vasu. Okay, whose turn? I think Naina's turn. Why Naina is very quiet? Naina, shall I sing the song?
No need, ma'am.
Thank you. Come on, explain.
So, ma'am, this sloka is saying that it is saying that the the
The ba ka ja da.
ma'am, can I explain the
Ma'am,
next
which
sloka?
sloka is this?
Shloka 11.
We have
Ma'am,
one more to.
Huh?
yesterday my grandma made this thing where she puts puri and then she put some sweet thing inside. It's so good.
Wow, your grandma is so sweet. Okay, Naina, explain karo.
Basically, ma'am, it's halwa inside puri, but the puri is a different kind of a dough thing. To not make it taste like actual.
Ma'am,
Huh?
till what time will the class go on?
Only four more shlokas. Quickly, you all explain and we can end the
Madam,
class.
please explain the
Okay,
next
ma'am.
sloka.
ठीक है, who is explaining this 11? 11th shloka. 12th
Ma'am, you
shloka.
tell me.
Okay, read. Dhriti is explaining.
In this shloka, Sri Krishna ji is telling to Uddhav ji, I know what you wish for in your heart. And he told him that in your previous janam you were Vasu, and you with the Prajapatis you were performing a yagna to create the universe, and you were only praying and you were only praying to attain me and nothing else.
Thank you. Now, shloka 12.
Mama, are you sitting in your balcony?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I want to sit in my balcony, but it's really wet because of yesterday's rain.
Oh, my balcony is dry. ठीक है, Naina, your turn. Shloka 12.
Ma'am, behind you, I have the same pot in my house. The same pot behind you, the orange, white one, and the blue one. I have them.
Wow, same pinch.
But the blue one is broken.
Oh, you
Because when
broke
I
it.
was a kid, I broke it.
Yeah, I know, you will only break it. Okay, shloka 12. Now, quickly, your friends have to leave. Naina, please listen and explain quickly. O pious hearted Uddhav, this is your last birth in this universe because you have attained me in this birth. Now I wish to leave this earth, mortal world, and return to my abode. You are fortunate and lucky enough to have my darshan during the last moments of my presence here, and this is only possible because of your true and pure devotion to me. It's a very simple, Naina, fast.
So, ma'am, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that Yudhavji, this is this is my uh, this is my last. One second, recalling the thing.
See, it is very common that this pose is the last poster of the
No,
Sri
no,
Krish.
no, this is your last birth on in this universe. In this universe and in this earth, and you are lucky and fortunate to have my darshan in the last presence of women, I mean the earth, because you're a true devotee of me.
Okay, thank you. Now, Shloka 13. I shall now impart the supreme knowledge which people call as Bhagwat to you, which I had taught to Lord Brahma, who had erupted from my navel, also at the time the universe was being created. Who is going to explain this one? No one? Nikita Yotan. Where is she?
Yes, ma'am.
Explain Shloka 13.
Ma'am, the one you just explained.
Ah,
But may I explain?
no, no, I explain. No, nobody is listening. Shloka 13. Everybody is lost somewhere.
Ma'am, I didn't understand.
Kind of confusing for me.
Yeah, ma'am.
It is so simple. Sri Krishna ji saying to Uddhav ji that he is going to share the supreme knowledge with him, which is called as Bhagavad, and which he has said to Lord Brahma ji, who has erupted from the navel of the Supreme Lord during the time of creation of this universe.
Okay, can I explain?
Now, please.
So, mom, in this book it has been told like when they were when was it like when Brahmaji wanted to create the universe? That time he came out from the navel of the Lord Shri Krishna.
Uh, Lord Brahmaji came out from the navel of Lord Sri Krishna. Then what was the message? He was there. Then he got a message from the flowing water tap. So Brahmaji was doing tap. Then Sri Krishna ji appeared in front of him. Then
Ha, yes, ma'am.
Lord
Then
Brahmaji said that then Sri Krishna ji has shared this knowledge of Bhagavad with Lord Brahma
उसका बोर्ड दिखाया
before before creating the universe.
universe.
Hmm?
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है. Now shloka 14. Two more shlokas, please listen carefully. Now Uddhav ji has said, Nikita, are you listening?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Uddhav ji is saying to Vidur ji, Hey Vidurji, I was being blessed every second by the grace of the Supreme Lord. But that moment when he said those kind words to me were the most rewarding, making the hairs on my skin stand up, that is goosebumps. I was unable to speak anything, tears were flowing from my eyes. I then said to the Supreme Lord with folded arms, that is Namaskar position or the Pranam position. Okay, Nikita, your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Aishwarya, can you explain?
Me. So, ma'am, in this shloka, Vidurji is telling
Vidurji
to.
is telling.
I mean, sorry. And what's his name?
Uddhav.
Uddhav. Yeah, Uddhavji is telling to Vidurji that when I saw Lord Shri Krishna, I got goosebumps. No, every day, every second, I'm praying to Lord Shri Krishna.
ठीक है. Then why he got goosebumps?
Because Lord Shri Krishna
Because Lord Shri Krishna
came.
from where? Because Lord Shri Krishna has said him that I am going to share this secret knowledge with you.
Yeah, yeah, he told that and then he got goosebumps.
Okay, last shloka
And
of the
then
day.
tears were rolling down. Ma'am, I'm explaining the last one.
Okay. So Uddhav ji was full of tears, he got goosebumps, he got emotional, and he was not able to speak anything, and he was standing with the folded arms. And now Uddhav ji has said to Shri Krishna ji the following words: O Lord, the people who are devoted to the service to your lotus feet shall definitely attain righteousness, wealth, desire, and liberation, that is dharma, artha, kama, moksha, without much trouble. But I am not desirous of any of these four things. I only wish and desire to be of your service to your lotus feet always. So, what are the benefits of being the devotee of Sri Krishna ji? It's been said here that you get wealth, righteousness, desires, and liberation. Everything. Even though Sri Krishna ji is telling to be unattached, but he will give you everything in this janma. From this Janma to his abode, there is a journey of 11.5 months over there also. And when you reach to his abode, that time also. Okay, you first finish this sloka, then I'll tell you one more thing. Tejas.
Okay, Mom, so in this shloka, Uddhavji is telling to Lord Shri Krishna that if you are a devotee of him, ma'am, you will get dharma, kama, artha, and moksha. Ma'am, so, ma'am, but he is saying that I don't want any of this. He just wants to be a service or like a servant of the Supreme Lord and serve him and attain moksha.
Very good. So, the benefits of being a devotee of Sri Krishna. Are you all listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Or this only for me?
Yes, ma'am, listening.
ठीक है. Aishwarya? I think Aishwarya already left.
No, ma'am, she's there.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So, what are the benefits of being a devotee of Sri Krishna ji, chanting the shlokas? Even though Sri Krishna ji tells us to be detached from all the material things, but when we are not attached with all these things and we follow his path, we follow his instruction, he is super happy with us and he gives all the happiness in this life. And when a body dies, the soul has to travel for 11.5 months to reach either hell or heaven. So that journey also he gives full comfort. And when you reach the abode, wherever the soul has to reach, over there also all the happiness has been gained. So see, these things are not visible practically. Correct? All these things are not visible. But this is the fact. So keep chanting the shlokas, keep remembering Sri Krishna ji. It is very easy. You don't have to sit for hours for getting all this happiness. I have shared you many times what you have to do. Keep offering him, keep remembering him, keep chanting the shlokas. Able to understand?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
I finished. Who understood apart from me? Tapasya. Yes, Tapasya.
So, ma'am, they're telling that so, ma'am, they're telling us that if we offer many things to Lord Krishna in this janma and the next janma till you die, and he will give you comfort and happiness. And when you go, if a soul needs to go either reach the hell or the heaven in the 11.5 months, there also Lord Shri Krishna will give us happiness. And um, and when you reach the place where the soul has to go, there also he'll give us happiness and comfort.
Very good, thank you. So please chant the shlokas. Keep remembering Shri Krishna ji. ठीक है?